Kind of an interesting piece to start with tonight. It's called Ancient Voices, as you well read in the program. And it uses a bunch of non-traditional musical techniques. You saw us hitting the stands. Everybody was a percussionist with their pencil, and the band got to do a little bit of singing as well, which is kind of a cool thing about that piece. Our next piece is in the style of Leroy Anderson, and it was written by a Wisconsin-based composer named Pierre Laplante. And he said he remembered listening to radio programs when he was a kid that would, in the noon hour, they would have a mix of different tunes. And he said it was always very light and fun music. And he had this theme in his head, a musical theme in his head. And he said it reminded him of a walk in the morning sun. Our final selection was one of the most popular pieces of music close to 100 years ago. It was written by the German composer Kurt Weill, and it became really popular because of the Bobby Darin version of it. And he sang it, and it's a very odd song. And if you listen to the lyrics, it's actually about a contract killer. Very weird song, especially that it would become so popular in that era. So it became such a jazz standard that like everybody sang it. You can hear Frank Sinatra, Louis Armstrong, all these people. But the one I would send you to listen to after you hear this tonight, and the one that they're going to listen to in class tomorrow, is the one by Ella Fitzgerald, live in Berlin, 1966. And she forgets the lyrics to the song partway through it. And she improvises the entire rest of the song. It's a marvelous recording. Ella Fitzgerald, live in Berlin, Mac the Knife, 1966. Check it out. You'll have a blast. So for this piece, I want to play a little something for you, just teach you a little something to listen for in this piece of music. The Strauss family, this is one of the members of the musical Strauss family, famous for all kinds of music, at the turn of the 18th to 19th century, 19th to 20th century, excuse me. And he was particularly energized and interested in what was happening in, the new mechanization of their society. And so he wrote several pieces that were, he would hear this music in locomotives or in engines, and he would write pieces that kind of took that in and put it into his music. Very popular composer of that time. Now, the name of this is called the clear track polka. And we have sounds that we hear in our lives all over the place, and we recognize them, but some of these musical sounds, they mean something, and we hear them in our lives. We don't really we're starting to lose some of them, right? That's why I love that Whistles on the Water event in St. Clair, where you get to hear those all through town and hear what those sounded like. Well, we still hear those on boats, and we hear, if there's 5, that probably means some fisherman's in the way, right? And if we hear the long and 2 shorts, well, then we're getting a salute. On the railroad tracks, they have similar signals for the whistles, but we've kind of lost those. They don't mean as much on the railroads anymore. So I want to teach you one today. So in the back, we have our train whistle player, which is in the percussion section. And he's going to give us, Lathan's going to give us that sound. Give us that call, Lathan. Okay, now in that order, when it would da, 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 that signal meant the tracks are clear in front of you. So now you're going to hear that woven in this piece 2 times. It's going to be in the piece, woven throughout. And this is the genius of Strauss, to mix that sound into the clear track polka. Well, I'm delighted to introduce our next guest. You've read his bio in the program, I hope. Dr. Eric Olekshek is a 2003 graduate of St.Clair High School. He was a sophomore when I came to teach here, and he pursued music at Oakland University, and then went on to get a master's degree in Northwest Louisiana, a doctoral degree in bass trombone performance at the University of Kansas. He then enlisted in the United States Army. He's come back to perform with us now on the second occasion, and we're just delighted to have him join us and to be here to play this wonderful piece. Well, please welcome to the stage Dr. Eric Olekshek. made some significant contributions to our band program. I want to begin by thanking Dave Simpson and Ransom Kolchak, who sit behind the desk back there. Dave Simpson is the manager and Ransom is the technician. Having worked with them many times this year and on some big projects, it's great to have their guidance and help with all the, they're just awesome with students, and it's so great to have them helping us. So thank you, gentlemen. I also want to thank, he was going to stop by. It's a great time working with him, teaching with him, and just an awesome collaboration. So thank you, Scott, for all your help and fun. We have, through the generous help of Band Boosters, we bring in sectional instructors all the time. And I want to mention two that we had in quite a bit this year, Dave Sanchez and Heather Fryer, to teach sectionals for us. They are both awesome throughout the year and help us a ton. All these kids love them. And then also my helper in so many ways, Amy Fallabout, who teaches sectionals, but also helps me with my library, helps me just stay organized. She is an asset, unbelievable, and I'm so thankful to have those three adults coming in and working with our kids so regularly. So thank you all of you. I'm not going to tell you that being a band director is always easy. No one has an easy job all the time, right? But I can tell you that having band families like you all that are supportive and help get these kids to the places they need to be make it so enjoyable and so much easier than it is if we were having any kind of a contentious relationship. So I appreciate you being supportive of these kids and of our program. So thank you for what you do also.
Thank you.
Behind me is our Band Booster Vice President. This is Ron Smith. Also, I want to mention our President, Charlie Inwood, our Treasurer, Sherry Oles, and our Secretary, Julia Wilbert. They are invaluable and helpful in so many ways with all the things that they do for our kids as Band Boosters. The Executive Board, thank you so much. Now, when students get to be sophomores at St. Clair High School, we consider them having earned a varsity letter in band. So tonight I'm going to read all these names off. You can't believe how many we have on this table that we're going to give out to these wonderful students. So give me just a moment to read them, and then we'll congratulate them all at the end. We have David Alley, Maya Bacon, Sammy Bacon, Claire Bacon, Cody Beauregard, Nick Burke, David Castile, Angelina Derengowski, Blake Dombrowski, Jocelyn Forsythe, Julia Gianosa, Key Hinosa, Violet Hurst, Caitlin Hutton, Sanea John, Olivia Jones, Emma Kaspersky, Isabel Kroslowski, Audrey Lee, Sienna Lintz, Ella McDonald. No, don't go all the way. I still want to see you. Yeah, thank you. Just get a little closer, don't be shy. Some of you were singing a commercial in your head because you just heard me say that, right? Ella McDonald, did I say kind of cute? Annabelle Measel, Savannah Minot, Tessa Meredith, Ian Newton, Riley O'Connor, Abby Payne, Brianna Prieskorn. Up in the light. Yeah, just keep moving down. Get closer. Get closer. Thank you. AJ Roth. Olivia Record, Alyssa Schaefer, Elizabeth Simons, Abby Sinicola, Maya Skelly, Elaine Stampus, Maria Starrin, Aiden Sullivan, and Robert Wilson, our sophomore class. Tonight I would like to also award some scholarships. We occasionally have representatives from the families that donate this money. If they would like to come forward to donate that, that would be great. The Brisbois family, Bowden family, Coffey family, and Peterson family. We're lucky to have scholarships available for students at St. Clair High School for music students to pursue their art and bring back their new skills to the music department. These scholarships are generously donated annually by the Brisbois, Bowden, Peterson, and Coffey families. We honor their efforts tonight by presenting these scholarships to some excellent students who will continue to push themselves to learn and excel as musicians. Tonight, our Bowden scholarship, by the way, this total of all four of these scholarships this year, $3,500 for our band students. Isn't that amazing? Receiving our Sonia Bowden scholarship this evening is freshman Adam Zajewski. Receiving our Kaylee Peterson scholarship this year, a student who was in the class of 2018 and donated in her memory by her family. Our Kaylee Peterson scholarship this year goes to Audrey Azanara. Clayton Brisbois scholarship. Clayton was a longtime helper in the band program and dear friend of Dave Daggett. He has a great saying that we still say every year to our middle school band students. When you come to the concert, you have to look good, you have to sound good, and you have to smell good. They'll learn it some way. Our Clayton Brisbois scholarship this year goes to Elijah Goff. And here to present the Mary Coffey Scholarship in honor of his late wife is Mr. Bob Coffey. He and I go way back, doing many musicals together. He's been a great friend of ours, and Mary is just a musical angel that I hope continues to look down on our band program. Our Mary Coffey Scholarship this year goes to Deegan Scortis.
What a treat it is to sit in this performing arts center and hear such interesting music performed by our young people. It's great. Mary is one of those people that had contributed to music here in the past, and we honor these people. And we also have these scholarships to encourage young people to make music a part of their life. It will improve their life and the lives of people around them. Congratulations to all these recipients.
Class of 2023, they waited 7 long years to go on a Disney trip, right? And in those 7 years, they got to go through a pandemic and a year of virtual school back and forth, and they stuck it out. Here they are. What a marvelous group of kids we are presenting on the stage tonight. I admire grit and determination, resolve, that just something in somebody that says, I'm going to get to that line, I'm going to finish that line. I admire that. And every one of these kids, they've made it. So we're congratulating them as a whole and as individuals tonight. The class of 23 from our band include Caden Azanara, Grayson Wells, Mia Bomarito, Frank Cole, Alyssa Cyphers, Connor Essery, Mary Lynn Flagler, Adam Germash, Chloe Hyman, Donald Henriksen, Curtis Hutchins, Matthew Costowny, Lauren Kowalczyk, Jillian Lobeck, Aiden Lyons, Kaylin McDonald, Michael Manson, Caden Meredith, Caitlin Payne, Brittany Rick, Logan Richardson, Justin Roberts, Mara Stockwell, Hannah Stone, Nathan Sugars, Helen Sullivan, Grace Wilbur, Brooke Wilkie, Caitlin Williams, Jesse Wingard-Nicole, Jessica Witter, and Madison Zelinsky. The class of 2023. The medallion they wear tonight, they can wear at graduation on their cap and gown also. It's kind of a nice thing. They've earned it. An award for jazz at our high school has been given out for the last 10 years now, 12 years, and can be given to only one senior from each high school in the nation. The namesake of this award was a true innovator, entertainer, humanitarian, and the first great artist in the first American art form of jazz. And our winner at St. Clair High School this year is Adam Germash. We have boxes for all these things if you'd like. Joey Lynch was a student at St. Clair High School. He graduated from our band program. He was just an awesome kid in our band. Tragically, in August of 2015, just before school started, a car accident took his life. His parents and family wanted to do an award as a memory of Joey, and I was so happy to be able to do that. And so this is called our most valuable player, because of the attitude that Joey had in our band, which was he never missed a thing. You could always rely on him to be there and to do anything you asked of him. I love honoring students like this because they are the reason our band exists. And we have two to award this year, to the Joey Lynch Memorial Most Valuable Player Awards. Go to two guys who are always working when I need help, I can call them every time. Connor Essery and Logan Richardson. Carl Eggers was a longtime band director at St. Clair. and this award is given in honor of his long leadership of the band in St. Clair. This award can be given to a senior who best demonstrates the qualities of excellent leadership in our band, even a quiet kind of leadership. And this year I give it to a student who has just exemplified this leadership, that quiet kind of leadership, for 4 years, Brooke Wilkie. And the John Philip Sousa Award can be granted to only one senior from each high school in the nation. This award is presented to a senior who best exemplifies musical excellence in many areas. Positive attitude, musical skills, and high musical standards should all be considered in this nomination. And for 2023, the class, I selected Jesse Wingard-Procol. Congratulations to all of the seniors in class of 2023. Well, you gotta say it in the microphone.
We have a gift for Mr. Bowles for all the years. He was great band director for all of us.
Thank you. Look at us, all the little, can you see? The world tour this year is beautiful. Thank you.
I love you, Jess! Love you, Jess.
This piece is mic one. Thank you. This piece is inspired by Stomp, but it's kind of a really cool thing. When I bought the piece several years ago, I had no idea how hard it was, and we handed it out, and it was, oh my gosh, we're going to have to wait until later in the year to pull this off. These kids put it together. That was a goal, and they said, we're going to do it, and off they went. So here we are. We had to buy a couple new trash cans. You can probably tell which ones are new and old. But they've done a marvelous job on it. It's listed at between 1 and 100 players. So if any of you want to learn this and come out next year and do it with us, we'll get more trash cans. This is Lids. got one more for you tonight, but I want to tell you this. We just confirmed the date. Thursday, the 25th of May. We're going to be down at the Plaza. This band's going to be down at the Plaza for an hour or so. Come down to see this band. Lovely night of band. We got a bunch more tunes you're going to want to hear besides just these three. Come down, have a nice time out there. Be a beautiful night. This is Red Clay by Freddie Hubbard, and it has one of the coolest bass lines ever, written by one of the coolest bassists ever. Anybody that knows me knows my affinity for Mr. Ron Carter, the most recorded bass player ever, turned 84 on May the 4th. And he's on something like 2,000 albums. 2,000 albums. Still living in New York and still playing. Incredible. So the bass line, which is just the iconic part of this tune by Freddie Hubbard, called Red Clay.